on the defense. First tonight on Our News Live at 7, the National Security Chief responds to a UN report claiming arbitrary detentions in the Bahamas. He's asking, who will you believe? This as some corrections officers are moving up the ranks in a new promotions exercise. Plus, Work in Progress is back tonight with a look at the issues being addressed at public cemeteries. Then in Our News at 7:30, the tourism minister says more lifeguards could be put on public beaches following a near drowning this weekend. Our News Live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. The National Security Minister is defending the judicial system and law enforcement against a United Nations report stating alarming claims about arbitrary detentions in the Bahamas, which the minister is saying is untrue. Berthany McDermott gets us started tonight.
National Security Minister Wayne Munro ripping into a United Nations report on arbitrary detentions. Munro pointed out that some aspects of the preliminary report are inaccurate. For starters, the report notes there is no judicial oversight of detentions.
There, in fact, is. The fact that you can find court rulings where the courts do vindicate and say that the police were wrong for doing it is clear proof that the courts are, in fact, maintaining control and oversight over the right to liberty.
The report was based on interviews conducted with accused individuals. The report also notes that the evidential threshold to prove that a confession was as a result of ill treatment is high. It also says an accused has to prove they were beaten.
That is not the law in this country, as you all know. The law in this country is that we must prove beyond reasonable doubt that the confession was taken without oppression.
Munro says the government will provide a report in response to the UN report. The group, made up of 3 members, visited the Bahamas from November 27th to December 9th. Then there's the concern of people detained for more than 5 days.
Anyone who does the maths would know that if you are charged on a Friday, having been in custody for 5 days, there is no court to bring you before on a Saturday or a Sunday, and so you will end up being in custody for 7 days.
It also claims magistrates do not advise people of their rights of appeal, another point Munro knocked down. Following the report, Munro had this to say to the general public.
If you have to choose who you believe, you do yourself a disservice if you choose to believe an adverse report against the very persons who you will call when somebody is at your door.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
And Munro also telling us about promotions for corrections officers. He says they're being processed at the Department of Public Service. Munro says officers in line for a promotion will also be eligible for back pay.
They have been advised that the effective date of their promotions will be 2020. Anyone in this room would be quite happy to get a promotion backdated to 2020, which means they will be entitled to back pay for about 3 years. The public service has its processes, and we're going through that.
There's been some contention at the prison with some officers saying they are fed up with the process. However, Munro said once the process is complete, those promotions will be released. He was also asked to respond to concerns about what appears to be a sick-out at the Department of Corrections.
I will tell you something that troubled me when I first took the chair that I've directed the Commissioner of Corrections to stop. By all accounts, come the end of November, correctional officers call the HR department to find out how many sick days they have left. Not just this year, every year by all accounts. A person should know that sick days aren't an entitlement for you to take all of them. And so persons complain about us having a contingent of Defense Force Marines at the prison. It happens at the end of every year.
The COVID-19 pandemic may be over, but some sectors are still feeling the fallout. Case in point, government graveyards. Joshua Williams details the challenges and reveals what the Ministry of Works is doing about it in tonight's Work in Progress segment.
The death of a relative is something we all encounter encounter, and when someone dies, the purchase of a burial plot is a normal part of funeral arrangements. And if you're looking to use a government cemetery, it's something the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs regulates. Here's Central Services Supervisor in the Ministry, Alexander Curry.
As it relates to people coming to buy plots once their loved one dies, I would be the one to sign off on the document, then it would go up to my immediate supervisor, who's a PALSEC, and then on to the permanent secretary. Yes, but the process entails, when you come to buy a plot, it's $68.20 for the plot, and if it's a reopening, it's $40.
Curry is also reminding families of the system that's in place to avoid any delays.
Also, when families come in, sometimes they don't know the process. They have to bring a ID of themselves, an ID of the person who died, and then we will facilitate the process for them in terms of buying a plot.
He admits that the COVID-19 pandemic presented a problem that has lasting effects.
We've been having a problem with the grave simply because we already run out of grave space because of the COVID had brought a very devastating impact, and as a result, right now we are trying to see if we can open up a new graveyard at some point, but the higher ups would be able to talk about that some more. But we are in the process of looking for new facilities so we can help facilitate us in that regard.
Reporting for Work in Progress for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh. We've got much more to get to tonight. But for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. And Greg, it's good to be back home, but I'm sure you miss that weather center over at the Salkers this week. Yeah?
That was a change. It was rather interesting and very nice.
Absolutely. And again, our thanks to Atlantis for allowing us to help them celebrate 25 years.
Definitely. Yeah. I hope you're enjoying the weather on the outside.
Definitely a whole lot better.
Yeah.
I just want those cold fronts to continue. It means at least I can ride with the windows down, right?
Yeah, they're coming, and we've been having a couple of those fronts coming down. So yeah, the temperatures are rather comfortable, especially this evening. We are in the mid-70s, 76 outside the studios under cloudy and breezy conditions. Winds out of the north at 40 miles per hour, and they are gusting high at times, and it's making it feel like a very comfortable 77 on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's cool. 67 in Grand Bahama, Freeport there. 74 in Marshall, Barbacoa. We pick up 72 in Allenstown, Bimini. Over in Great Harbor Key, 75, 76 in Nicholstown here in the capital. Governor's Harbor, 77. You guys have some showers nearby. In the central Bahamas, 77 in Kemps Bay and Arthurstown, Cat Island. Georgetown, 79, Deadman's Key, 80, and Coburntown, San Salvador. You actually have some thunderstorms in your neighborhood, and your temperature at 79. Southeast Bahamas, 81 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay. That's in Auckland. Showers and thunderstorms near Crooked Island and Auckland. 80 in Abrahams Bay. Providenciales, 78. Deep South, Matthewtown, Inagua, you round out our temperature profile at 81. Satellite and radar composite showing a lot of clouds associated with this frontal boundary. The frontal boundary has basically fall more or less stationary across the central Bahamas. A lot of showers and thunderstorms along the boundary. But we do have some moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to keep us rather cloudy for the next 24 to 48 hours. But sad story about this front. This front is going to hang around for us, so we're looking at some cloudy conditions as well as some wet weather, unsettled weather for mostly the northwest Bahamas starting tomorrow, and that should continue through the remainder of the week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come in our news, the holiday spirit moves into full force this week with a focus on holiday cheer. First, we'll tell you about a December to remember Christmas experience. Plus, our Joshua Williams is live in the inner city tonight to tell the story of how one local park is being transformed into a winter wonderland. And later, Christmas comes alive at the Atlantis Resort. Our Italia Hall gives us a dazzling inside look when our news returns.
Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mixed together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
Christmas coming here is all around. Christmas back in town. Christmas coming here is all around. Christmas coming here is all.
Christmas is coming, and your fingers know it.
Christmas back in town. Christmas back in town. Christmas back in town. Oh yeah, I can feel Christmas back in town.
For a finger-licking good Christmas, KFC.
Janae's Christmas Wonderland is open under the big tent. Get 20 to 50% off selected Christmas decorations. Restrictions apply. Trees in pink, frosted green or white in a variety of sizes. LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels, Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls, garlands, wreaths, red and white stringed cranberry, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Janae's Limited. WhatsApp 817-3295.
Paradise Games has a new address. That's right, the game has changed. New address, but same great games and services. Right now, type in www.pggames.com. I'm talking lotto, casino, and sportsbook. All you have to do is use your Paradise Games account number, change your PIN, and log back in. Type in www.p.
Island Pearls International is back with a December to Remember Christmas experience. You may recall there were Christmas lights and fanfare that lined West Bay Street straight into Pompey Square. It's back again this year with much more in store. Keandra Gardner explains.
This is our third installment of the experience here in New Providence, where people will have an opportunity to really come and have time with their family and friends, take pictures with different elements of Christmas that we would like people to enjoy. One of the great things about this year's experience is that it has expanded not just to West Bay Street, Western Esplanade, and Pompey Square, but there's an opportunity for persons at Jumbe Village, as well as in Abaco at the Government Complex, in Eleuthera at various sites in North, Central, and South Eleuthera. And then we also have an experience in Exuma and a version of it going to Cat Island as well.
And from that holiday experience to another happening over at a local park on Blue Hill Road, it's been transformed into a winter wonderland. Joshua Williams is live on location. And Josh, I understand that you spoke with the designer behind this one?
Yes, good evening, Kendino. We're here at the Edmund Moxie Community Park here on Blue Hill Road. And let me tell you, Christmas is certainly in the air. If you can look behind me, you can see the park is filled with a lot of lights. Children are running around playing. There's even a movie playing in the background as persons are sitting on the lawn, just taking in the holiday spirit. And of course, there's always a magic behind what's going on here at the park. And tonight we introduce you to the man who made it happen. Simply known in the creative community as Kazi, Kazimu Ellis has been a designer for years. He's the creative behind several Christmas projects. Ellis says he wanted to bring this year's show to Over the Hill.
Christmas being Christmas and in the Bahamas, I like to take back to my childhood days as when my parents used to take me in the car and we used to go driving and looking at the Christmas lights. So that's really my inspiration. So for me, everything needs to be road ready, as they would say. You know, you would be able to see most of the stuff from the road or in passing. So you'd notice up close most of the stuff are larger than life, over exaggerated, and also there are a lot of lights.
And the light display is amazing.
In the past week and a half, I'm up to 42,500 light bulbs, LED. And I plan to drop another 5,000 today and probably another 5,000 tomorrow. So I'm going to run a little contest at the end of the whole project to see who can guess the closest to how many lights that I have on the project.
And just like his downtown and Arawaki displays last year, Ellis says people like what they see.
Some kids asked me if we were shooting a Christmas movie here. So it's been phenomenal. And I was told by a lot of the senior persons in this area, nothing like to this magnitude has ever been done in the inner city. And when I spoke to my family members, they told me that they can't recall anything being done to this elaborate setup or to this standard.
And speaking of this standard, we're joined now by Kazimu Ellis Sr., the creative mind behind what you see what's going on here. Now, I know we spoke a little bit earlier, but tell us about how you're feeling tonight.
Oh, I'm super excited. I'm ecstatic, man. This is a dream come true. For the past 4 or 5 years, I've been dreaming of doing something like this in the inner city. So for tonight, for it to come to life and for it all like a brand new baby's being born.
And of course, the park is filled and persons are behind us watching Home Alone. What are they saying to you so far?
All I keep hearing is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But you know, it's not just me. None of this could have been possible without the Ministry of Works. You know, they were behind me 110%, and basically they let me loose on the park. So yeah, what you see tonight is basically the fruits of my labor.
Now, of course, the magic doesn't stop here. We're going to hear more from Kazimu later in our newscast. Back to you, Kendino.
All right, thanks a lot. Our Joshua Williams reporting for us live tonight. Thanks a lot, Josh, and hats off to Kazi for bringing holiday cheer to the inner city community and to all his partners. When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the head of the Global Climate Summit says more progress is needed for a COP28 deal. Plus, Guyana and Venezuela set to meet over its existing border dispute. When our news returns.
Doctors Hospitals reimagine primary care. We've invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
This season, set your table with custom holiday accessories from Executive Printers. Browse our selection of tumblers, coasters, placemats, keychains, mugs, and don't forget the calendars. You can even design your own personalized items with a quick turnaround time. We are located at 53 Jerome Avenue, opposite National Plumbing. Call 393-5011 or email us at sales@epbahamas.com or check us out on Facebook.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. President of the Global Climate Summit COP28, Sultan Al Jaber, urging countries on Monday to make more progress toward a climate change deal in areas where there were still gaps between nations, including on the language regarding fossil fuels. Al Jaber told the summit, while there has been progress, there is still a lot of work to do.
The time for discussion is coming to an end, and there is no time for hesitation. The time to decide is now. Yesterday, I called a Change Makers Majlis, and there was a new tone in the room and a new spirit of collaboration, openness, engagement, cooperation, and positivity. We must still close many gaps. We don't have time to waste. We must deliver an outcome that respects the science and that keeps 1.5 within reach.
And Guyana's President Dr. Mohamed Ifran Ali set to meet with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on December 14th for face-to-face talks aimed at reducing tensions between both nations over an ongoing border dispute. In a national address on Sunday, Dr. Ali said he will not deviate from the position that the only way to settle Guyana's territorial dispute with Venezuela is at the International Court of Justice.
In that meeting, we'll have a conversation with President Maduro. I've made it very clear that on the issue of the border controversy, Guyana's position is non-negotiable. That is, this is before the ICJ. We expect that good sense will prevail and the commitment to peace, stability.
Still to come in our news today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was December 11. Then in our news at 7:30, the police chief announces top-ranking promotions. And later, a former member of the Red Rose Ball Committee in Grand Bahama makes some stunning allegations. When our news returns.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of
Welcome back to our news. If you or a loved one played any part in Bahamian history and you've got old documents or photos, the University of the Bahamas wants to preserve them. Dr. Ian Strawn making the appeal this morning, saying it would help preserve history and expand future scholars' research pool.
I wanted to make this appeal to those who have had an instrumental part in shaping the country we became, being a part of major moments in our history, like the general strike, like the first women's vote, like majority rule, like the struggle for equality in our country, creating policy for what the new nation would look like, creating institutions like the University of the Bahamas, which is really an independence institution. If you have papers, essays, speeches that your relative, your loved one wrote, and they're in your possession, these are very, very precious to our people.
And Dr. Strawn, who is the executive vice president of UB, says you wouldn't have to part ways with the documents permanently. The pieces of history, he says, would be digitized by the school and returned to the owner.
The university would love to have an opportunity to duplicate and digitize. You can still hold on to them, but we ask that you share them with us so that they can be saved for posterity. In a recent book I wrote, I'm able to read of a trial that happened in 1826. That's because those records were preserved. And it's important, so many of the crucial people who built our country are moving off the scene. But if they've left evidence of their thoughts and what led to their decisions, it is crucial that scholars and students and future generations have access to it, and university wants to play that part.
And speaking of preserving Bahamian history, it's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was December 11th. Take a look. On this day in Bahamian history in 1981, the boxing match dubbed Drama in Bahama took place at Queen Elizabeth Sports Center in Nassau. The match between Trevor Berbick and Muhammad Ali was Ali's last fight. Berbick won the match by unanimous decision after 10 rounds. In 1987, the G.K. Simonid Library was officially opened on Graham Drive in Yellow Elder in Nassau. The library was named after Georgiana Kathleen Simonid, who played a major part in the women's suffrage movement. Then in 1998, Atlantis Paradise Hotel was on day 2 of its 3-day official opening. The hotel property was formerly owned by Resorts International and sold to South African businessman and hotelier Saul Kerzner and Kerzner International Limited in 1994. And in 2016, Loretta Butler Turner was sworn in as leader of the official opposition, becoming the first female to hold the position in the House of Assembly's 287-year history. And as you just learned there in that piece, Atlantis now celebrating 25 years of the Royal Towers. The hotel is also ready, though, for the big day. For the big Christmas day, its halls have been turned into Santa's Wonderland. In this report, we hear from an executive who says Christmas isn't only about resort guests, though. He tells our Italia Hall how employees play a big role in bringing holiday cheer.
Do you hear the sleigh bells ringing? Well, Christmas is almost here, and the Atlantis Resort is in the full Christmas spirit.
We try to have Bahamas at heart here at the hotel as well. So we bring all of that here. Junkanoo, lights, Christmas trees, great meals.
Around the resort, you will see lots of Christmas trees, some adorned in decorations from countries across the world, which Executive Director or HR Employee Relations Brandon Major explains is a Christmas tree competition among the employees. He says team member engagement is important at the Atlantis Resort as some 22 departments entered the competition.
They get a Christmas tree and lights and $300, and they get to just get creative. We had a creative theme this year, Christmas around the world. They randomly chose countries out of a hat, and they had to use that in their theme.
One of the resort's top restaurants, Poseidon's Table, also turns into Santa's Wonderland during this time. We got a behind-the-scene look at what goes into the preparation. As for why the resort sees it as important to get employees involved,
Here, people make paradise. So that's a balance. So it's the people who come here and spend their money and are tourists, but it's also the people that service the tourists. That's our team members, and I focus on them. So it's big for them to get involved because they're servicing the client. That's where the authenticity lies, and we just try to keep them involved in everything. We have a lot of activities for them, heart of house, and I think that translates out to front of house. When they have that positive energy, they feel appreciated. You can see that the service levels, they rise during periods when we're really engaged.
and Santa will be making special activities for guests and team members.
So team members get free photos with Santa from now straight until, I think it ends right before Christmas. And then here on Christmas Day, it's all about the lights. It's all about food, beverages, all about guests. The locals participate, and that has a lot to do with guest activities as well.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
All right, to watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, remember you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall with the latest headlines. And Italia, I think after our week-long broadcast celebrating Royal Towers turning 25, maybe we could be considered honorary employees, right?
Yes.
I heard him talk about the photos with Santa. I feel like you could take Sing to that after that long,
that would be lots
broadcast.
of fun. But Ken, I miss Atlantis so much. I was watching that story. I was like, I want to go back.
Please let us come back.
Brought back memories.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're not in the same place anymore.
We're not in the same place anymore, but
the view is very different.
I know.
I mean, good to be back home.
It's good to be back home. Yeah. Thanks so much, Ken. While the police chief announcing top-ranking promotions and a former member of the Red Rose Ball Committee in Grand Bahama makes some stunning allegations. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, will we see more lifeguards at public beaches? The question comes following the death of an American visitor who was bitten by a shark. Also, Grand Bahama will now have a woman at the helm of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Northern Division. This as a promotion exercise among high-ranking officers was recently carried out, plus serious allegations made against the Grand Bahama Red Rose Ball Committee by a member of the organization. We have a response from the chairman. And later, in just a few days, the last Now Everybody Go Chop Breakfast singer will be right here in the Bahamas. Promoters are making final preparations for the upcoming Burna Boy concert. The details when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mixed together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
Christmas coming here is all around. Christmas back in town. Christmas coming here is all around. Christmas coming here is all
Christmas is coming, and your fingers know it.
Christmas back in town. Christmas back in town. Christmas back in town. Oh yeah, I can feel it. Christmas back in town.
For a finger-licking good Christmas, KFC.
Janae's Christmas Wonderland is open under the Big Tent. Get 20 to 50% off selected Christmas decorations. Restrictions apply. Trees in pink, frosted green or white in a variety of sizes. LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels, Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls, garlands, wreaths, red and white stringed cranberry, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Janae's Limited. WhatsApp 817-3295.
Paradise Games has a new address. That's right, the game has changed. New address, but same great games and services. Right now, type in www.pggames.com. I'm talking lotto, casino, and sportsbook. All you have to do is use your Paradise Games account number, change your PIN, and log back in. Type in www.pggames.com today. It pays to play in paradise.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care.
Welcome to Our News and thank you for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Tourism Minister Chester Cooper says more lifeguards could be on the way for public beaches. This coming after a woman had to be rescued after nearly drowning on Paradise Island Beach. Our Marlena Leonard reports.
People are calling for more lifeguards after a near drowning scare, where a 65-year-old woman visiting on a cruise had to be saved by a vendor on Cabbage Beach over the weekend. Police reports say a strong wave swept her from the shoreline into the water and left her submerged. That quick-thinking vendor was able to save her life, bringing her back to the beach in time for EMS to help her. We asked the tourism minister whether or not he felt Bahamian beaches need more lifeguards.
The Tourism Development Corporation has trained more than 100 lifeguards in the last 12 months. We continue to train more. We believe this is a space where there's opportunity for young people to find meaningful employment.
Cooper says talks are underway to increase the number of lifeguards at public beaches.
I've been in recent conversation with the chairman of Beaches and Parks, and he is actively engaged in employing more lifeguards for public beaches. The beaches where there are large hotels, for example, Cabbage Beach, are usually manned by lifeguards from the various hotels. But the public beaches like Goodmas Bay and Junkanoo Beach, etc., we want to ensure adequacy all across New Providence. and eventually in the islands as well.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
All right, thanks for that, Marlena. Where Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda and National Security Minister Wayne Monroe handing out letters of promotion to several high-ranking officers today, among them now Assistant Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles, who will now have oversight for the Northern Bahamas. She's the first woman to hold the position and says she plans to add to the work already being done there.
I'm going over there with a heavy heart, but of course I'm going to remain humble. I believe that once I get on the ground and I'm familiar with the officers who are assigned to that district, I believe that our work in Grand Bahama will continue with what I'm seeing. Let me say that I've been looking at the statistics for Grand Bahama, and while I won't speak to statistics, I can say that the officers of Grand Bahama have been doing an excellent job. And so I will add to that.
Back in October, Fernando said promotions would come for the police force before Christmas. Fernando telling reporters that this is just the beginning for the police force.
You will see that in the coming days, before the week is out, you will see those positions being filled. What we are looking at now is succession planning to bring more structure to the senior ranks. What you will see, a chief superintendent understudy each one of the assistant commissioners. When that assistant commissioner goes on vacation or have to travel on courses, training courses, you will find that the chief superintendent will fit right in his slot.
A former member of the Grand Bahama Red Rose Ball Committee making some stunning allegations tonight about the current membership. Oswald Ellis claims the committee is trying to sell a health education center and further claims members may not be sending money meant for the Grand Bahama AIDS Awareness Committee. The Grand Bahama Port Authority donated the building in question over a decade ago, and Ellis says he has since made the port officials aware.
I'm assuming that if it was still under the ownership of the Red Rose Ball, the building would not have been expanded. It would have just been worked on to complete. So from visually what I saw, it looks like it was sold.
And if the building was sold, Ellis says the funds should go to the Grand Bahama AIDS Awareness Committee.
The property has a value of excess of $120,000. I would say, taking into account that the building is damaged, but some monies was spent. So approximately $100,000 was spent into getting the structure up. So if it was sold, I think the community deserves the right to know how much it was sold for, and that check should be issued to the Grand Bahama AIDS Awareness Committee for them to continue their work.
Now our news team spoke with the chairman of the Grand Bahama Red Rose Ball Committee, Odette Knowles, who says the building was to house both the Red Rose Ball Committee and the Grand Bahama AIDS Awareness Committee. She adds that the funds for the building were solely raised by the Grand Bahama Red Rose Ball Committee, but after major hurricanes, the roof came off and there was lots of damage. Now we have Greg up with more in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and welcome everybody. It's breezy on the outside and temperatures rather cool, of course, in the mid-70s, 76. With some cloudy conditions, the winds out of the north at 14 miles per hour, and your feels like temperature is at 76. Satellite and radar composite showing a frontal boundary that has fallen stationary across the central Bahamas. A lot of moisture associated with that boundary hanging out across the central and northwest Bahamas. We will continue to see some isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly along the boundary, but we expect this boundary to hang around. So for the next several days, as a matter of fact, for the entire week starting tomorrow, we're looking for showers and thunderstorms to continue. Most of it starting on Wednesday, and it will continue through to the weekend. So quite an unsettled weather pattern setting up for us for the next several days. That's your first quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. So look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, a bird trail named after a well-known Grand Bahama entrepreneur and ecotourism pioneer. The full story straight ahead. Plus, a popular park in the capital has been transformed into Santa's Wonderland. Our Joshua Williams is live on location. And are you ready for the last Shayo singer to perform in the Bahamas? Well, organizers say you're in for a treat this weekend. The story when Our News returns.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
This season, set your table with custom holiday accessories from Executive Printers. Browse our selection of tumblers, coasters, placemats, keychains, mugs, and don't forget the calendars. You can even design your own personalized items with a quick turnaround time. We are located at 53 Jerome Avenue, opposite National Plumbing. Call 393-5011 or email us at salesepbahamas.com or check us out on Facebook.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Well, we've got more for the chairman of the Grand Bahama Red Rose Ball Committee, Odette Knowles, addressing those claims. Committee plans to sell a building donated to the committee. She says the building was to house both the Red Rose Ball Committee and the Grand Bahama AIDS Awareness Committee. She adds the funds for the building were solely raised by the Grand Bahama Red Rose Committee, but after major hurricanes, the roof came off, causing massive damage. As a result, she says they were told the building is in a state of disrepair, and if construction does not continue, it would be demolished. Due to the island's economic situation, she says the organization realized they could not proceed with the construction of the education center. Shortly after, she says an investor showed interest in the building and put in a bid. The chairman says the plan is for the funds to assist with HIV/AIDS education, and given the fact that Ellis is only a member of both organizations, they reached out to the chairman of the Grand Bahama AIDS Awareness Committee several times to discuss the matter, but to date, she says there's been no response. Well, the Lucaya Service Company paying tribute to a well-known ecotourism leader, Erica Gates, by renaming the bird trail at Taino Beach in her honor. Gates was the owner of the Grand Bahama Nature Tours, the Garden of the Groves, and the Grand Bahama Island Birders Organization. Gates passed away in 2021 following an illness. Now, this is the 50th anniversary of the Garden of the Groves, which is an integral part of Grand Bahama's tourism sector. Chief Executive Officer and Senior Legal Counsel Cherise Brown says LUSCO saw it fitting to honor Gates during this time.
We all know just how much Mrs. Gates loved nature, loved birding, and the environment itself. And so we at LUSCO thought it only fitting that we pay tribute to her in this very small, but we hope tangible way, by renaming the bird trail and saying thank you, and also by hopefully continuing her legacy of protecting the environment and enjoying the beauty of our island.
During the short ceremony, others also shared their view of Gates and her contributions to the island.
She was all about helping, she was all about driving the economy and bringing unique experience for the Grand Bahama community on the whole.
Without fail, twice a year for more than 2 decades, Erica provided free month-long birding classes. Each of the monthly birding classes consisted of introduction to bird biology and identification and field trips.
And I salute LUSCO because when this trail needed to be maintained, we knew who to call. And to this day, almost 2 years after Erica's been gone, LUSCO is still there to maintain this trail, to keep it open for birders, and for that I am grateful.
All right, great news. And of course, to see that story again, you can head on over to ournews.bs. It's available now. Well, the holiday season is in full swing, and if you've driven past a popular park on Blue Hill Road, you've seen it's been transformed into a winter wonderland. Well, our Joshua Williams is live on location. Josh, I understand that you spoke with the designer.
Good evening, Natalia. Yes, we're still here at the Edmund Moxie Community Park here on Blue Hill Road. And let me tell you, Christmas has certainly come over the hill. As you can see, there are children all about running around, playing. Families are seated on the lawn. They're watching the classic Home Alone movie. There's a lot of fun in the atmosphere. And we spoke to the man behind the magic, Kazimu Ellis.
Simply known in the creative community as Kazi, Kazimu Ellis has been a designer for years. He's the creative behind several Christmas projects. Ellis says he wanted to bring this year's show to Over the Hill.
Christmas being Christmas, and in the Bahamas, I like to take back to my childhood days as when my parents used to take me in the car and we used to go driving and looking at the Christmas lights. So that's really my inspiration. So for me, everything needs to be road ready, as they would say. You know, you would be able to see most of the stuff from the road or in passing. So you'd notice up close most of the stuff are larger than life, over exaggerated, and also there are a lot of lights.
And the light display is amazing.
In the past week and a half, I'm up to 42,500 light bulbs, LED. And I plan to drop another 5,000 today and probably another 5,000 tomorrow. So I'm going to run a little contest at the end of the whole project to see who can guess the closest to how many lights that I have on the project.
And just like his downtown and Arawak Key displays last year, Ellis says people like what they see.
Some kids asked me if we were shooting a Christmas movie here. So it's been phenomenal. And I was told by a lot of the senior persons in this area, nothing like to this magnitude has ever been done in the inner city. And when I spoke to my family members, they told me that they can't recall anything being done to this elaborate setup or to this standard.
And we're here with the standard himself, Kazimu Ellis Sr. And Kazi, we were speaking earlier about just the fun atmosphere that's here on the park, and were getting a bit emotional talking about the amount of persons that are here. You didn't expect to see so much people here.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know, it's a dream come true, actually. I dreamt this up, like I said, a couple of years ago, and to see it come to life, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
You're also talking about other projects that will be going on in the Family Islands as well. This is not just limited to Nassau, correct?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. So there's a experience in Exuma, and actually tomorrow actually, I'm headed down to Cat Island in a couple of days to put up a tree down there and do some stuff.
Absolutely. And what message would you like to send to the Bahamas this Christmas?
Merry Christmas to the nation, man. Merry Christmas to the Bahamas, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and all the best in 2024.
There you have it. We're here with the creator himself, Kazimu Ellis. Back to you, Italia.
All right, Josh, have you taken part in any of the activities? It looks like lots of fun.
Well, the Home Alone movie is showing right now. I can't wait to get off the air so I can pull up my lawn chair and sit down to continue watching the movie myself. We were watching it in between the breaks. So, yes, I'm planning on going to see the rest of the movie.
All right, Josh. I think I'm going to join you after the newscast. Thanks so much. That's our Joshua Williams reporting live tonight.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break, promoters are making final preparations for the upcoming Burna Boy concert. Hear about the other local and regional artists set to perform.
We recap the Don't Blink Home Run Derby and see what happened with Buddy and the gang in the in-season final. Don't go anywhere. Our sport is on deck.
And cool temperatures in the capital on this Monday evening. Wondering what else we can expect for the rest of the work week? Greg is back with your extended forecast right after this quick break. Stay with us.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and
Back, the 2023 Don't Blink Home Run Derby is in the history books, and Buddy Hield and the Pacers fall in this in-season tournament final. Here's Tage Adderley with a check on Sports Stage.
Thanks, Ataya. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tage Adderley with the new week of sports. We begin with the 2023 Don't Blink Home Run Derby in Paradise that wrapped up on Saturday afternoon. Let's meet our 18-year-old winner. Miami Marlins prospect 18-year-old Bryce Dean outdueled Cincinnati Reds outfielder Will Benson to win the Don't Blink Home Run Derby at Montague Beach on Saturday afternoon. The young third baseman, who just came off his first year in the team system in the Dominican Republic, led the field in the first and second rounds before advancing to the finals. Dean fell behind early to Benson before winning the Derby in dramatic fashion on the last swing he took. The young phenom said he overcame his nerves to get the win.
It was an amazing feeling. It lifted my spirits 10 times higher than what I could have done. I was just thinking about everyone behind me. They gave me their chance, they gave me their hope. It was just fun to execute for all of them.
Event organizer Todd Isaacs Jr. was happy to celebrate Bahamian baseball.
Baseball in the Bahamas, to come home and show, the Bahamian community the amount of talent and the amount of kids that we had in professional baseball, and 6 years later to now being able to bring the world here, to have the players, Lion said, Derek Jeter, CeCe Sabathia, Curtis, Edwin Jackson, Curtis Granderson, and just bringing the rest of the baseball community here. We have the executive director of the Major League Baseball Players Association there, and Tony Clark and his whole team. So, just to continue to bring the baseball community to the Bahamas, just to, show the beauty of what we have going on here.
And if you missed the Derby, you can go back and watch it on the Cable Bahamas Facebook page. I was there, and it was a ton of fun. Moving on to the hardwood, Buddy Hield and the Indiana Pacers fell to the LA Lakers in the NBA in-season tournament final on Saturday night. Buddy had 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists as they fell 123-109 to LeBron James and the Lakers in the first ever play-in final. Buddy had a rough night from the field, going 3 for 11 and 2 for 9 from behind the arc. Tyrese Halliburton led the team with 20 points and 11 assists. Lakers big man Anthony Davis had his absolute way in the paint, going for 41 points and 20 rebounds, and LeBron James had 24 points and 11 rebounds. The Pacers will try to get back in the win column tonight against the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons lost 19 straight. They're about as sure as a win as it gets right now in the NBA. So look for Buddy and the guys to get the win. That'll do it for sports on this Monday. I'm Tage Adderley. I'll see you tomorrow.
Still ahead on our news tonight, a mega show planned for the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, headlined by international artist Burna Boy this weekend. We have the details from organizers coming up. Also, nice temperatures around the islands on this Monday. Greg is back with more weather details when our news continues.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't.
Welcome back to our news. Don't forget, holiday movies are back. You can keep your festivities going with your favorite Hallmark movies. In December, showings continues this week with a Holiday Spectacular, which airs tonight at 8:30. Then tomorrow at 8, catch a Christmas Duet and a Sugar Plum Twist, same time on Wednesday. Then on Thursday at 9 p.m., Three Wise Men and a Baby, followed by Open by Christmas at 8 p.m. on Friday. And straight into the weekend, the Hallmark movies continue on Saturday with a rerun of a Holiday Spectacular immediately following Our News Weekend at 8 p.m. And finally on Sunday at 9, Three Wise Men and a Baby. Be sure and check your programming guide for more great television right here on Our TV. Well, get your sweaters out as temperatures are getting pretty cool around the islands as we move closer to winter. Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast. Greg, you missed Atlantis.
Yeah.
You were yawning a minute.
Mr. Atlantis. Yeah, some of that yawning came from you. You responsible for that, yeah. Well, anyhow, yeah, we did enjoy Atlantis, and we want to thank the folks there at Atlantis for that opportunity to do the broadcast. And I hope we can do it once again, maybe even before the Christmas is finally over. That's just a thought. Nice outside. We do have a frontal boundary that's parked across the central Bahamas. Showers and isolated thunderstorms associated with that boundary. It's going to meander across the central Bahamas through tomorrow, but by Wednesday we expect this front to back up towards the north, and that's going to keep us in an unsettled weather pattern over the next several days. As a matter of fact, for the entire week, we're looking for showers off and on with some isolated thunderstorms. So the northwest Bahamas is going to be under the gun. Central and southeast Bahamas, not too bad. But we also have some very strong winds occurring, so it's going to be very hazardous out there for boating and beaching. We expect, we actually urge the boaters to remain in port, as those winds will be up to 20 to 25 knots, gusting to even higher than that. And beachgoers, we're asking you to stay out of the waters because it's going to get rough on the waters there. Dangerous rip currents, of course, you do heard that story earlier today with that lady across Paradise Island. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with that boundary, as I mentioned, still hanging out across the central Bahamas through tomorrow, but by Wednesday we expect most of that moisture to back up towards the north. So we're looking for, like I said, some showers and thunderstorms and an unsettled weather pattern occurring for the northwest Bahamas for the remainder of the week. Boating forecast, not good for the next several days. Advisory posted, and that's possibly going to remain for the entire week. Northeasterly winds at 15 to 25 knots. They will be bumped up to 20 to 25 knots on Wednesday. Sea is very rough out there, 5 to 8 feet. They will be building accordingly for the balance of the week. Tide is presently high, will be low at 26 minutes past midnight. Next high tide will be at 6:54 in the morning. Southeast and central Bahamas, caution flag tonight through tomorrow, but that will be bumped up to an advisory starting on Wednesday. Easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, gusting at times. Seas running 4 to 7 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended weather forecast, clouds and showers for the entire northwest Bahamas throughout the remainder of the week. Temperatures will stay near the 80-degree mark during the daytime, and those nighttime temperatures will be in the upper 60s to low 70s. Boating and beaching, hazardous for the next several days, so do not get into the waters, people. It's going to be very rough out there. That's a look at our weather. Back to you, Talia.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, officials and promoters are making final preparations for Spilligate 23, which is now less than a week away. And with a star-studded show planned for the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, headlined by international artist Burna Boy, a number of local and regional artists will also perform at the event. Two of them, Nishi LS and Puzzle. Be sure and stay tuned to Our News tomorrow for the full story. And with that, we thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.